Hi, I'm Amanda Immel, and this is my content and language objective activity. So the first TEK that I chose was my science TEK, and it states that the student is expected to identify and compare different landforms, including mountains, hills, and valleys. And then for the ALPS, I chose the speaking, and students are to explain with increasing specificity and detail as more English is acquired. And so, combining the TEKs and the ALPS, I made my student-friendly content and language objective. And so I combined all the verbs to make a new objective which states I can identify and compare different landforms and explain to the class using specific detail. And so I'm combining the skill in their TEK, which requires them to identify and compare landforms, and then combining it with the ALPS, which they have to use their English knowledge to explain certain instruction and things that they've learned. And so therefore I use the terms identify, compare, and explain to recreate a friendly language objective for them to use. My next one I used was a reading TEK, and students are expected to compare and contrast settings in myths and traditional folk tales. And so the part of that I'm really focusing on is the compare and contrast, the verbs. And then for the reading, students are to demonstrate comprehension of increasingly complex English by participating and responding in discussion. And so again, combining the TEKs and the ALPS for the student-friendly content and language objective, they are able to compare and contrast the setting in myths and traditional folk tales through participation in responding to questions presented in class. So through the class discussion and their participation in responding, then they will be able to compare and contrast the setting in myths and traditional folk tales. So those are two examples of combining TEKs and ALPS to create a student-friendly content and language objective.